Hello fellow book nerds, Emmy Walker here today to do my May book haul. Let me first of all start off by apologizing for my state of sweatiness. It's hot in my house and we have no air conditioning and it's really depressing because it's only like 80 degrees out and I'm already really uncomfortable. I don't like the heat. I prefer nice fall weather. That's my thing. So let's get started right into the book haul. I did a few from all my normal places that I go, Book Outlet, Half Price Books, and I got a couple from Barnes & Noble. I've been shopping way more on Book Outlet recently. I've been kind of obsessed with Book Outlet, getting 2 boxes a month sometimes, it feels like. Maybe not, I don't know, maybe I'm just, this month I'll be getting 2. I don't have it right now, but I think it'll be coming officially in June, so I'll film that later. If it comes before then, I will film again so you can see the books I got the rest of May. We'll start off with the Barnes & Noble books. I first picked up the last book in the Avatar graphic novel. This is the 3rd book, part 3 of Smoke and Shadow, and it's wonderful looking. And I'm kind of torn because this one and then the first 2 I have just in the little individual books, but the other 3 graphic novel have them in a collection. And it's gonna look different, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. Well, I probably won't end up getting a collection of these at some point or another. But for now, I have these, so at least I can finish the story. The next book I picked up was Prince of Thorns by Mark Lawrence. This is book 1. For a second, I thought I said book 2, and I was like, oh, crud. But this is book 1. The quick, the cursory reading I did here was, I guess it's about a boy who is actually a prince. He turned his back on his life as in royalty, but now I guess his family has been killed, or I guess he actually watched them be killed, and so he has to go back to that life that he kind of ignored. And yeah, but I don't know, I was very, very pulled in by this cover. Looks very good. I'm kind of a sucker for anything swords and capey assassin looking people. Give me that and I will probably buy the book. Next up, I picked up The Killing Floor. This is by Lee Child. This is the first book in the Jack Reacher series. I recently saw the movie on TV, or I didn't even get to finish it. I recorded it, I still haven't finished it, but it looks really cool, and I may not even finish it. I feel like I want to read it first. But it looked really cool, even though I'm not a big fan of Tom Cruise. It looks like a really cool story, and yeah, I feel like I'd rather read it than watch Tom Cruise for 2.5 hours. Next up from Half Price Books, I picked up The Killing Floor also from Half Price Books. But this, The Night Gardener, this is by Jonathan Auxier. And honestly, I cannot remember what this is about. I read it, it's a very cool looking cover, first of all, but I read it in the store, and I think it's about like a stranger confronts, he ends up coming into the house with these 2 kids, and there's like a curse and something, I don't remember, but it sounds really cool, and I'll let you know more about it when I officially do read it, which who knows when that'll be. And then finally, all my waiting paid off, and Frozen Tides by Morgan Rhodes came in. This is book 4 in the Fallen Kingdom series. Now, I'd said before in a previous video that I mentioned that I'm getting kind of tired of these books. I feel like it's the same thing that's going on and on. I really enjoyed book 1 and I liked book 2. Book 3, I feel like I was coming kind of down from it. I'm hoping that it'll raise back up here, but I feel like we're going through the same motions with each book. Now, that being said, I know I sounded very excited when I first picked it up. I feel like I'd been waiting for this to come into Half Price Books for so long, but I'd forgotten how much I was kind of not really bothered by reading it, but so I've forgotten how much I didn't really care, and now I'm like, yes, it's finally here! And now I'm really excited to read it, actually. I think that kind of psyched me up a little bit more, so now I feel like I'm gonna read this much sooner than I anticipated. And then I already opened up the Book Outlet box. I had my daughter with me whenever I was originally filming. I ended up putting her down for a nap, so it didn't matter, but I'm weird about having scissors around her, or even my son for that matter, but like I'm always afraid that like I'm gonna be cutting and then somehow my arm will seize up and the blades will go flying, and it's just ridiculous scenes of horrible things happening, and so I wanted to do that away from her. So I opened it up prior, but now she's actually not even here, so it doesn't matter, but it's done. That's why it's open now, but we'll just go into the box now. Alright, so the first 2 books I picked up from Book Outlet are books 5 and 11 of the Merlin series. This one is Wizard's Wings, and this one's The Eternal Flame. I believe I already own book 5 in the mass paperback, but I want to, as I've said prior to this video, that I want to get them all in this, in this format. I think there's like 12 or 13 of them, and I'd like them to be all very, equal looking. That sounds silly, but yeah, whatever. Next, I picked up J.R.R. Tolkien's The Fall of Arthur, and I've seen this book for a while, but I never really picked it up picked it up because I'm not really sure why, to be honest with you, but I saw on, it was mentioned recently on Samantha's channel over at Novels and Nonsense, and it just, made me want to buy it, and they had it, and so I picked it up. And I think it's like a retelling of like an Arthurian story, and I gotta love those. Alright, and the next one is from Diana Wynne Jones. It's The Islands of Chalia? I'm not really 100% sure how to pronounce that, the island. But it's about a girl who is supposed to be have great magic, but it turns out that she's not so great. And she is sent on a quest with her aunt, who is great at magic, and, this girl, what's her name? I forget. Eileen. I guess she's just worried she'll be in the way, and it seems like this is where, she's gonna be coming. It seems like a middle grade, coming of age type of story. The last book that I purchased from Book Outlet is Jandy Nelson's I'll Give You the Sun. This was really big a while back. Honestly, I remember reading about what it was about a long time ago, but I don't remember why I didn't pick it up. I don't know if it's just something that I just wasn't. I'm not a big contemporary fiction person, which I believe this is what this is. Anyway, but I remember thinking it sounded interesting enough, but not enough for me to pick it up right then. But then I found it pretty cheap because there's a little tear here, and it's on Book Outlet, which you get cheap anyway. So I picked it up, and there it is, and hopefully read it soon. And finally, well, I guess technically it's a book. I know I said that the last one was my last book, but this is not a book, it's audiobook, which is the book in the title. But anyway, so the last item I picked up was an audiobook, and that's the Bane Chronicles by Cassandra Clare. And I guess there's other authors that have helped her out here. Sarah Reese Brennan and Maureen Johnson also, I guess they collaborated to write the Bane Chronicles. I could have sworn I bought this book a couple years ago or whenever it came out, but I, for the life of me, can't find it. So it was cheap, it was like $6 for the whole CD set, so I couldn't turn that away, and yeah, I like listening to CDs in my car, and yeah, okay. So those are all the books for the month of May that I picked up. So far, I technically bought some more the other day, but they haven't arrived yet, so I couldn't haul them with you today, and I wasn't sure if I'd be able to film again before the end of May, so we're doing it now. Let me know down below if you've read any of these books, if you want me to pick them up sooner, if you want a buddy read. Keep in mind, I am terrible at reading these days, but if you'd like to read with me and, whatever, I'm more than happy to be a buddy reader. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video. I will see you later, book nerds.